not spinning. That's not good.
No, not good at all. That motor was broken. Have a look at the previous video here. I'll put a link up right now. And it shows the diagnosis process, checking out the motor, checking out the wires and checking out what was going on to diagnose whether your motor needs to replace it or not. But hang on here and I'll show you how to pull the drone apart and put a new motor in. So how to change out a motor. I've got a motor here in a Syma X8 that appears to have seized. I can't turn it at all. It's not turning when it's supposed to run. So we've got 3 screws on the back here. So we're going to take those out and then see if we can access this motor and work out it. It had a big crash, so I'm hoping just something has come out of alignment or popped or jammed or something like that. We'll be able to pull it apart and fix it, free it up and get it going again. So there is that out. Those 3 screws look like they're all going to be the same size. There we go. Oh no, there's another screw there that's still holding it. A 4th screw. And that's just a fraction shorter, that one. Okay, that's just the cover, that's protecting it. And there's the motor. That's interesting. It looks like it's gear driven, so maybe something has just popped out. There's a motor there with a little connector. That's from the underneath. No broken wires, nothing looking wrong there. So maybe we get into it from the top. I know there's more screws and covers here. Let's see what happens when we undo this one. Looks like we're going to have to get right inside the drone to fix this. There's 2 more screws here. So I think that's made the motor come loose. So there you go, those 2 screws there were actually holding the blade guard in place. They weren't holding the motor in or holding it in place. And these other 2 screws aren't coming out. So because the motor is offset, you see here the motor, the shaft is going to come out through the middle of that and it is offset to the blade. So there's gears between. And I'm assuming that the gears have skipped or jumped or something, and that's why that's jammed. So we need to get them back in alignment, and I've just got to work out how much I have to pull apart in order to get in to that gear set. Here we go. So undoing this 3rd screw here has made that come loose. This little clear piece here is the gearing mechanism that the motor mounts into. So that's the bit that's going to come out. So we're going to have to pull more of the drone apart. Let's find out if taking the foot off helps with the separation of that arm. Alright, there we've taken the foot off. So if I look at those holes, I doubt that it's going to help with the spread here. Let's see. No, I don't think it is. Let's see how much we can get that apart. So when it comes to separating out just one arm, I've found another screw. I needed to take the foot off in order to expose this hole in the middle, which has another screw which is currently holding the arm together. So by undoing that, it's going to take all that tension off and allow me a lot more access into that one arm. And I may have to do that for the whole copter to get the motor out, but we'll see how much flex we get. There's the screw out. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at this. There we go, lifting that up and motor out. And there is a plug at the bottom. We can unplug that. But straight away, what I want to find out is the problem with this gear, or is with the problem with the motor. And yeah, the problem is with the motor. It's really feels quite tight. But what I'll do now, I'll power it up, connect it and power it up and see if the motor is spinning. So there you go, you can get one motor out just by undoing the screws that I've shown you here. Okay, so what could possibly go wrong here? We've powered it up with bits hanging everywhere, the motor's hanging out there. So I'm going to turn on remote and connect, and then just see if that motor is going to turn. Nope. So there we go, there's no revolutions at all. coming out of that motor. So it appears, I really don't believe there's a broken wire. I'll get my multimeter out and just see if there's any power coming to that. But it appears that that motor has given out. That could have something to do with the steering problems that caused it to crash too. All right, here we go. So now we're going to quickly connect it. And then I've got my multimeter. I've checked the voltage on the battery here, and it says 7.4 volt. Set the multimeter up to 20 volts, so it's in the right range. Make sure that that's in view for you. And now just give it a little bit of okay, that didn't go well. So it starts to take off. There is voltage coming to the top of that switch. So the next check to see if it's going through the switch and through to here is just to check the voltage on the top of the motor. And if there's voltage to the top of the motor, then we know that the motor has died, which I think is the case. So there is voltage to the back of the motor, so we know that that motor has died. So there you go. That is the problem, and we're going to have to look at sourcing a replacement motor before this baby here is going to fly again. Okay, so no stress on the price. Just looked it up, and 2 motors, $5.99, so $6 including postage for 2 motors. So really cheap to replace these, and I'm going to end up with a spare. And if I'm prepared to post it in from China, it's half that price, but I'm not prepared to wait 3 weeks for it. So we'll get it posted in and show you how I fit it. I just need that. There's a plug there, so I just have to unplug that. The new motor comes with a plug, and there's a screw there to take it out. So straightforward, we'll pull that out and put the new guy in. And I'm actually going to, tradesman's tip, I'm going to leave that in until the motor arrives, because then how it goes, I'll remember it, where the screw is. It's going to be a whole lot easier to put in if I actually leave it all in place. So just like that, the motors have arrived, and they came in pairs, which was interesting, but they've got obviously diagonally opposite. We've got one with blue and red wires, and we've got one with black and white wires. So we're matching the black and white wires. These motors, I'm thinking, are going to spin in different directions. To go with the different propellers. So to get the motor out, we're just undoing this screw on the front, like that, and that should take that off. Look at that, that came straight off. And then there's a plug through the other side here. We're going to unplug that from the plug. Okay, so we just need to get that motor plug out, and then reset. So we just got to try and pry this out. Maybe a flat screwdriver would be better, but she's certainly well plugged in at the moment. I suppose I can pull on the wires, because it doesn't matter if I break them. Yep, there we go. So I wouldn't recommend that if you're wanting to put it back in there, but is there a clip? Yeah, there is. You can see the shaping there. There's a little clip. So that's why it's tight. All right, red and black. We'll get the new motor out and we'll plug it in, and we can put this guy together. So there's a really big difference in the 2 motors. This is the old one. It's really quite stiff to turn. It's all seized up. And the new one is really quite loose. And that was the difference. So off to a good start. We'll just plug this wire back in, get it all together. Okay, so what we need to do is poke the motor through there, like that. And then we need to attach this gearing section on. We can poke that through the hole, that into there. It's all pulling it apart gig may get a bit ugly on me at this point. We'll see how we go if we can pull this off. That's back in place. And now we need to, let's see how we go here. Jam that open. Okay, so here we go. There are actually 2 screw holes. Okay, so we're able to get to that screw and tighten it up. And now what we need to do is put this little plastic cover back down. When I packed up and had to order the motors, I just put all of the parts that I had out into this bag so that all the right parts are going to be right here. That's the prop guard, the leg. Oop, that's got screws in it. There's a couple of little screws. Actually, that looks like the other motor screw. So I'll put that into the other side of the motor. That's the little gear thing that we need, the cover. That is the little guard that locks the propeller on. And then heaps, and I mean heaps of little screws. What I will do first is get that little extra little motor screw, because there were clearly 2 spots for those motor screws to go on. And as you can see, the holes in the top of the drone here are quite happy to accept the screwdriver to go down. Now I did, just off the old motor, just sat my screwdriver on the old motor, the tip of it like that, and stroked it a few times, and it was enough to magnetize the tip. This certainly would be easier if you took the whole top off, but now I've gotten this far, I'm going to try and do it without. So I left the screwdriver sitting on the motor for a little bit, and it has magnetized enough to put that into position, down through the hole, and we can do up that second motor screw. Do it nice and tight. This is a drone, there's going to be lots of movement and vibration. Now that I know what those are, I can do up, these are the motor screws over here, these 2 holes on the drone, so I can tighten up the motor screws all the way around and make sure they're all tight. The next thing to go on was this system here, which went onto the shaft. I really have made it hard for myself not taking the top off. I certainly would recommend that you take the top off to do this. So that is next. That goes on, and it needs to key down onto the motor shaft there. That's all good and feeling right. We'll set that down into place. Just making sure you don't pinch any wires, of course. Sit down nice and tight. Alright. And if you are buying tools specially for this, buy magnetized screwdrivers, because they make it so much easier. Okay, there's one. Here is number 2. This is the one that you have to make sure you don't pinch. Okay, so to get the little plastic guard which holds the motor in place, we're screwing in from the top here with just 2 of the shorter screws. Nice and simple. That's done. A little gear here needs to just slot in with the motor, and then that needs to pop through the top. And it's a matter of these little guys here, the little tangs, have popped out. So like I showed in the other video, they just need to pop into place. There's another one there. Just need to pop into place, and you can just do that by flexing it up and over like that, keeping your fingers clear. go. Next one. This is all coming together nicely. Then what we need to do is using these screws here, 1, 2, 3. These two here are in actual fact the ones that hold the prop guard in. So I'll undo those and put the prop guard back into place. And then the motor cover back on. Narrow end over the motor. Screw and screw. Put the foot back on. And we're done. There's a body screw to go through here and then the two to hold the foot on. And we're done. These are the ones here. The ones with the big heads are the ones that hold the foot on. And I'm happy to say that motor replacement was an absolute success, absolute stunning success. I've flown the drone a few times now. I've got one of my new red blades on, but as you can see, the motors now all spin evenly and the cropter works great.